and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome to a best of 3 traditional Kaldheim Draft with your host, Travis Semulin Sowers, here on MTG Arena. Some of you YouTubers may have also seen the Joy of Drafting series. Chat and I were discussing a little bit of what we should do there for the next season. I think Showdown of the Scalds is the pick here. I don't love getting into red-white, but if I can start with a Showdown of the Scalds, I'm pretty interested in it. If that wasn't here, I think we'd have an interesting decision between the Reaper and the Ruined Crown. I'm also not going to force Showdown of the Scalds. This is pretty good in aggro decks. You can do something with it in more mid-rangey decks, but you kind of need to have a board after you've resolved it. This pack is considerably more underwhelming. I like Stalwart Valkyrie. Provoke the Trolls is certainly playable, and the Tuskeri Firewalker is a card I've gone up a lot on. I think I initially dismissed this card, but after playing with it some, I've been pretty happy with it. I'm trying to determine if the best card in the pack is the Elder Hall or the Firewalker is what I'm thinking about here. Because I don't necessarily want to be like, hey, we're red-white. But I do want to make sure I'm taking the best card I can out of every pack. And generally speaking, the power level in this set is indicative of you should not be taking common second pick. Yeah, I think I need a little bit more inclination before I go there. And I think I would take the Trolls a little sooner, but I'm just going to take the Elder Hall. If Black-Green is open, we'll play it. If it's not, I can get over it. It's also worth mentioning you can do multicolor shenanigans in this format. So here I feel like we've got another good saga. We could potentially get into green and just not play blue and do shenanigans here. That gets you the card advantage. I don't think there's anything better than the binding here. I think it's just the best card in the pack by a lot. It's difficult to take signals here, and again, there's a rare and an uncommon missing. And I still feel like you're supposed to be looking to the uncommons more than anything else here. Well, this feels like we're starting to get into signal territory, and that we should just plan on being green. Probably green with a black splash, which is not incredibly difficult to enable. Because Packmate's pretty dang good. I first picked Packmate a decent number of times. Still seeing a Burger Strider, Mirror Lake, so green-blue is a possibility. I've gotten to the point where you can make this work. But it feels like we're in the let's do green things. Now it's a bit more of a decision time, right? Because if we're going to push the elf strategy, we could take the Shadow Sage. I feel like I'm a little safer taking the Sculptor of Winter here. Mistwalker's also pretty good, and we did see that Reflections of Liara. So we could look at maybe being blue-green shapeshifters, potentially splashing the Binding and the Elder Hall, which I don't hate. Because this is going to require us to get snow, which is going to make me want to have more snow payoffs. And it's not that it's bad. It's just that I think I'll legitimately miss this if we get into blue-green. Yeah, show me the way. Show me the way. I think I'm supposed to be in blue-green and splash some black cards, but I might be wrong. Rune of Flight is not deterring me at all here. I like that card quite a bit. It's weird to have it in blue where a lot of your good creatures have flying anyway, but whatevs. I think I'm feeling pretty comfortable with our decisions. I've mentioned a lot of times how much I like the Notvold Recluse. I don't quite know how the splash is going to work yet, but that's a problem for future Travis to work out. Because this is a pretty minimal splash. And I could still easily be swayed back into black-green if we get an 8th pick, Feed the Serpent or something, which I have seen before. You don't see it often, but it can happen. It is very good with green creatures. Not Vold Recluse, Packmate, Alinda, random 5/5. It'd get the job done. Mass Vandal's pretty spicy too. I like me one of them. This guy ain't bad either. If we're going to continue the blue train, we probably need a little bit more card draw. Although I guess I don't need card draw if I'm going to get 4th pick pack mates. I don't think we're going to see a lot of pack mates. That thing could have been an uncommon in this set, and I think it would still be pretty dang good. It reads like an eminently replaceable version of that 3/2 from Zendikar Rising, but it plays so much better. Yeah, I'll take 2 of these. We could still, I mean, we could be green-red and splash this. That's late. That's very late. I also do like one bind the monster. The bind isn't as late as the Firewalker is, the way the format is played out. But I think I'm interested in exploring this. Yeah, it would appear that what we're actually doing might be green-red splashing for the binding, which is a little harder to find card advantage in, but we can potentially do that with something like Seize the Spoils. I mean, this guy's pretty good too. Because Seize the Spoils could not only enable the splash, it could help us potentially ramp to something worth playing. What is this? I got these neat cosmetics and now I don't know what any of them do. So that's the I can splash off of you card. I mean, that's neat. We could also take Arnie Slays the Troll if we're committed to green-red. We could take the Woodland Chasm if we want to enable the splash. I too have found Carve to be better than expected, but I didn't expect really anything out of it. The rare seems good here. It could be. I don't know that I'm able to cast the other side of it, but green-red does generally want to ramp, so we can give it a go. It's a 3-mana dork. That's different than a 1-mana dork or a 2-mana dork. I've played the Carve more than I expected to because I honestly didn't expect to play it at all. And I found some times where particularly bringing it in from the sideboard was quite good. Well, now I want the Runed Crown and to play the Rune of Flight anyway. It does tap for any color, but you're paying a premium for it. If you're on the draw, people will be attacking you with 4/4s by the time you play this. Like, let that sink in there just a minute. Now, this is pretty easy Rune Crown for me. Yeah, we do now have a source to hardcast the rune, which is part of what's making me interested in it. And we could, again, shove ourselves right back into blue if we need to. I'm getting clogged on 3s right now, so something like a Horizon Seeker looks interesting, and I probably still have to take it. But right now I don't have a real compelling reason to be playing these red cards. We also don't really have a removal suite, so I feel like maybe we just take Bind the Monster and move back into... like, just slide these out and move along with our life. If we took the pick, it would be because we thought we were blue, right? Like, if I can connect with flyers, we can do that. So if we think we might be blue, I take this and see if we can find another pick. This pack's just a dud. I think I'm competing with people on green here, but the 4th pick packmate makes me feel like I'll get it the other side. We really need to determine what color pair we're working with here. I actually think this is the call. I need something big to be able to play. And I think this is may actually... No, 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 no. Never mind. Okay. So it was blue. It was blue the whole time. That's good to know. So we're looking at something closer to this. I could snuggle. I don't think we're ever activating this. I think it's a 3-mana splasher, which makes our card advantage machine just garbage. Like, I'm not getting card advantage. I don't currently have anything I'd want to splash in red. These packs are a bit nuts. I could take this, put a swamp in the deck, and feel okay. I'll see another one, though. Like, there's a chance I just want to play this, because if the splash works out and I can have a way to maybe cast this, that seems good to me. This has been an incredibly difficult draft to navigate so far. I have a feeling that it will get easier in the next pack. I need a big thing. It's not the big thing I want, but it's a big thing we can play. I don't think I have enough creatures to be jamming a Mammoth Growth. But there's not really much else to pick here. I'm still not determined what our... I still have not determined what our colors are right now. I wonder if somebody took a Linda over the pack mate. Because it's realistically starting to look like green-black may be a go-to for us. I'm having a hard time with this one. Because, like, I think green-black is almost looking better than the blue here. I just don't have, like, a super compelling reason to be playing really anything yet. Seize the Spoils could open up the red option. I need this last pack to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do. I'm pretty sure we're not playing white. That's about all I got right now. So green-black is looking pretty good. Like I was saying, we were green-black the whole time. We were never not green-black. Anybody that thought we were a color other than green-black was probably just wrong, I guess. They discard a card, I get it. That could be cool. You reckon we can do something with this? Because I think we might be able to. You got to have her in play for it to do the thing, but... Yeah, we would still run the Rune of Flight. We would still definitely run the Rune of Flight. But I have no Snowlands to work with the Sculptor of Winter. I kind of still want to have a 2-drop in here, and if I pick one up, it'll be better. I could play this just on the idea that maybe we get to do the thing with it. Because I'd like to do the thing. Agnabbit. I want to play Behold the Multiverse. But I don't know how I'm going to get it in here. The only thing I would want to splash right now is Behold the Multiverse. Because I'm worried this deck is going to run out of gas. Why would you think of Frosting here? I don't think I want Frost. I think I want Behold, and we can see if we can get the mana to work out for it. What do heck? What do heck? Yeah, binding can get the Highlands, which is neat. I'm not splashing for the Lantern. We'd want the Tegrid side, generally speaking. We do not have the mana to go Sultai. I wish we had the mana to go Sultai. I think I could see playing a Recruiter in this list. So we've already got, if you think about it, we've already got 3 red sources in this deck. I've got the Forests, I've got the Binding to find it, and I've got Essica. Linda over a Savala? That's insane. Rise of the Dread Marn seemed okay. It always seems okay. It's never great. This, I feel, is kind of coming together. I don't think I'm going to get the Snowlands to make that work. What's my creature count at? 12? I think I can still take the Brawl. I've got a few things that can do some punching. I do need a large body, but I don't have one. I could try to get my card advantage off of this, and it's cute with Tegrid. But I don't hate the Skull Raid. I kind of just want another body, though. I just don't know that I want it bad enough to play this. What would we be looking at? Playing a Shadow Sage? I don't think that's the worst thing ever. Oh man, the ultimate shenanigans, but I do want a Linda in this deck. I have had that experience as well. People take lands too highly. Well, there we go. We'll just fill the curve with you. Don't make me play this. If I ever drew this with the Forest, I could do the thing. But I think I might just do this. I think this might be my jam. Savala is better than Linda. Sentinel is not a terrible card. Which one is Sentinel? Yeah, but if you don't get them, you don't need them. Like, just draft a 2-color deck. It would be terrible here. I have seen decks that can make use of it, but you need card draw and you need incredibly powerful bombs to make it work. And we have neither of those things. I like the mana base it's trying to build for me. Thank you. I'll build my own. So I do have 3 red sources, right? Like, I've got Essica, there's 1 red source. I've got Binding, there's 1 red source. And I've got the Forest, there's another one. I don't need a blue source. I just need to accept that this is going to be bad when I draw it. I could conceivably cast it off of Essica, but I mostly just want to put it into play with the Crown. It's technically a combo with Elderfang Disciples from my opponents, if you think about it. I really just need to make a green-black mana base, and a little heavier on the green seems better to me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we put the black lands in and we're ready to party. All right, let's do the thing. Fighting only searches for forest? It does. How about that? It's a forest. Where did it go? It went here. It's a mountain and a forest. All right. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. I should have fired off our Stream Raiders battle. I didn't see it was only at a minute. Sorry, Stream Raiders. I ain't gonna hold you hostage for too long, and I ain't doing it on purpose. But I am holding you hostage for a minute. This needs a black source or a red source. Well, realistically, it needs a black source first. I think it's still a keep, but it ain't a pretty opener. If our opponent's doing nonsense, we're probably fine. If they're doing something particularly aggressive, we're in a bit of trouble. I did play Kaladesh Remastered on Arena. Mostly because they had it available in Best of 3. It was fun. Yeah, I liked it. Kaladesh was a fun set. I think it was better without the Aether Revolt cards shuffled in, but it was still pretty good. Yes, we have ways in here to cast the Prismatic Bridge. That deck was pretty fun. I think we can also put it into play, right? Yeah, we could cast it off of Savala too, potentially. Man, they really like their Bind the Monsters, eh? We have ways of making you bridge. You like that draft better than the one where I beat LSV and Ben Stark? Because that's the thing that happened. I don't know if you knew that. Wallet. I just wanted to get the chance to say that again. I don't feel like I get to say that enough. Yeah. We don't really know what they're doing, other than they really like Bind the Monster and are splashing for a black card, presumably? If they were in the same draft we were, which is a strong possibility, that could be a Curter. They're looking to do aggressive things. So, like, if I had more 2-drops, we could talk about bringing them in. The 2/5 doesn't seem incredibly crazy. Play it over like a snakeskin veil or something. Why is that on fire? Who's lighting cards? Are they all on fire? Why are my cards on fire? Also the argument that I don't need Skull Raid. Yeah, we can do the Stream Raiders battle. That's fair. I do need to think about this, though. You're burning money on Arena? I hope not. The only thing that got me interested in playing Historic was playing with Thoughtseize stacks. And I did have some fun playing it. I kind of feel like I want the Shadow Sage. It looks like it's going to block a lot of the stuff they're doing. I think I don't need this Kennel Master. I think that's where I'm at. I remember that, Michael. Yeah, otherwise the whole format's just combo, right? Adam with the kills, Boom with the assists, rewards for Yak, Thengarth, and Sanyi. That was the one where you could play Mortal Kombat characters and stuff, right? Because that was kind of fun. Everybody was in it. This has potential, although it's a mulligan with this Rune of Flight. We do have the card that lets us cast it, so we've got that going for us, but... Doesn't say it, but I assume the crown gives the equipped creature the ability of the rune. It does say that on the runes. As long as it's a creature, it gains flying. As long as the enchanted permanent is an equipment, it has equipped creature has flying. There's a small novel written on them, so it's easy to not necessarily see that. But it do say that. It does, so if we draw that, we can cast it from our hand. I'm going to threaten to block, although I don't know that I am. This is likely a Demon Bolt, and they'll just kill it anyway. Yes, we can cast it off Essica. Okay, maybe it's not a Demon Bolt. I don't know what the heck it is then. Find the monster. Why wouldn't it be? Are you ever going to get better than prevent 4 damage? Because I don't think you are. So we've got 6 mana. But not a whole lot to do with it, because I probably need Essica to block the Berserker, the Recluse to block the Hulk, and then we're going to try to get the Packmate going to fight the Raven. My hand's just too expensive, yo. That means I kind of want a land drop here. So maybe I just want to Packmate this turn, hit a land, foretell the struggle. I could Recluse and foretell, but I think I've got enough life to play with that I can look for the land here. Because drawing the land would be kind of a big deal. I don't want to play into a combat trick here. Alright, I need you not to have a removal spell here. And you don't. That's really convenient. Do I have anything dead? I do. That's also really convenient. I should have had the Linda struggle there. Good call. Well, it gives me a pair of 4/4s, and like I've got really good blocks against their ground stuff now, but I think it would have still been better to do it the other way. Looks like it worked out. Well, I'm not. Once we've drawn the Vandal, we're not missing out on the counter anymore. But it does mean that my 3/3 could just eat the 3/2. But I think it would have been better to go the other way, drag. I kind of have to pee. So I was thinking about let's get this game over quickly so I can go to the bathroom. So I'm going to go do that real quick and be right back. I found that I play a little better when I'm not super concerned about wetting my britches. I don't know how that works out for y'all. I mean, the stomach issues I have are probably another reason why I dislike Paper Magics so much. Because I can remember being at a GP, getting ready for round 1, and getting that feeling of you got about 15 minutes to get to the bathroom. It's not a comfortable feeling. I don't think mine's caused from anxiety. I think it's some sort of stupid autoimmune condition. And ideally, I will be vaccinated by March. I will be vaccinated by May, and I can schedule a physical with my doctor and be like, yo, we got some stuff to talk about. I also don't care for that. I don't think it's celiac, Lovecraft. I think I have Behçet's disease. Give that a Google. It's lovely. It's really lovely. Narrator, it's not. Yeah, when I get... Well, I know I have diverticulitis. Because the pain I get is on the left side, not the right side. And gallbladder pain is on the right side. I tried drinking kombucha. And then my stomach exploded. I was trying to think of a way I could get good bacteria into my system, because I'm not a huge fan of yogurt. I could try eating some plain yogurt again. I liked the taste of it. I didn't like the midnight bathroom trip that it necessitated. I feel like if we can take out this, we should take out this. Oh, I can't do that till next turn. Okay. What did that feel like, Tim? Can you describe that? Because maybe that is something going on in there. I think they're trying to kill me. Well, that's quite awkward, isn't it? I suppose I can play this and foretell the struggle, and then try to get stable from there. Good grief. You're gonna have to stop there, buddy. I may need the chump blockers here. Because I'm not winning where we are currently. Because let's say I play this and get this to a 6/6 that could in theory block them. They just swing and I die. That doesn't seem good to me. I've never experienced heartburn. What I've got is like a dull ache in the bottom left, which I have been diagnosed with diverticulitis. That's probably going to kill me. I don't want to be dead. We can draw 2 cards and then not have any mana to cast them. Or, I suppose I could draw a multitude of 3s. Have those, they're not bad till something makes them angry. What makes them angry? They are, but like I'm gonna need to get seen for that. I'm trying to see if there's actually a way I could do anything here. This draws me 1 card and gives me 4 mana to use it. This gives me 2 and gives me 3. I guess we'll try this. It could be okay. This feels bad, man. That might be the way. It at least gives me enough stuff to not die next turn. I suspect that's a Demon Bolt, and they're going to kill my Savala, and then I'm going to chump with the Vandal. Okay, it's not a Demon Bolt. Oh, you have Diverticulitis too. Okay, that's what you were talking about. It was a Demon Bolt. Look at that. Man, how you feel about this? That's kind of what I feel like all the time. Sorry, YouTube, that you're getting this medical diagnosis stuff. I was born ready. Whee! This is not exactly what I wanted, but you know what? We'll take it. I'm doing that. We just play the crown first and draw the card. He's dead, Jim. Whee! That one is pretty fun. Tim, I may have to get with you at some point. Do we follow each other on Twitter? Are you on Twitter? Because I may have some questions for you, my man. Yes, this is why I said to take Savala, not Delinda, because Savala can win you games. They were at 21 and scooped. And we won the game because we killed their Savala. Now you're getting it. You're in Discord? I may have to chat with you about some health stuff, my man. I'm understanding now why the screen name Toilet Punisher works for you. Oh, I'm not going to forget that they have a Savala. That's why the game was close. I gotta believe my mana's better, even though they have all these dual lands. Yeah, I may need to pick your brain. I'm wondering how greedy it would be to play one Slumber Mound over a forest. The answer's probably too greedy for me to get it in. Like, I'm terrified of their Icy Manipulator. I don't know how to beat that. I don't have any more enchantment removal to bring in. I've got one Vandal. That's it. That's all I got. I got a Vandal. I want to find a little bit more card advantage to be able to get them. So I think I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going on the draw. I should be able to get away with this. Yeah, I do have Binding, but I suspect like this deck is generally wanted to run out Binding on turn 3. You know, that's not crazy, Tim. That's not actually crazy. This hand is crazy, but and yet. Well, it doesn't have to be magic-related poo questions. Where were you last turn when Gondor called for aid? I didn't get that much notoriety for beating Ben Stark and LSV at draft, which is something I did recently, Ken. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that. Lots of people do that. In the same draft? Oh, it's been a lot more than 4 times today. Have you been in the same draft pod with LSB and Ben Stark and won? Andy won the tournament. I won my draft pod. What you got for me? I could use that. Yeah, it seems good. I did have the 3 Furges. They could have read the card, but they elected the way of pain. Bless your heart. The only reason I knew that interaction is because I got with it too. Like, there's so many words on these cards, I don't expect people to read all of them. You're like, okay, it's a 5-mana 4/5 menace with some trinket text, but it's not trinket text. Hey, what's up, Frothy? Life is indeed treating me well. I suppose it's been better since I beat LSV and Ben Stark in draft. In the same draft. Last week. I want my internet dollars now. Yes, I am now in the Hall of Fame. And so is Garbage Andy. I think it's fantastic, Malpheus. I honestly don't understand why anyone would be against it. I think it's the best thing Magic's done in ages. I'm disappointed that it looks like it'll be a commander-only product and I won't get to draft it. But I think the crossovers with Lord of the Rings, Warhammer 40k is fantastic. This could potentially be rough for us. I don't see the downside. The only downside I hear from people is like, but my Magic lore. It's like, I'm cool with people being into Magic lore, but I've been playing since the beginning. The original Magic lore, it just wasn't there / was bad. Like, the original Magic lore had, like, Shakespeare quotes, and then they were like, what if we took Arabian Nights and just, I don't know, copied literally everything? This is a great way to introduce new people to Magic, and I have Warhammer 40k and, I have Warhammer 40k and Lord of the Rings tattoos. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're not standard legal, and they're not part of the lore. Just let me frickin' draft a Warhammer 40k set. What needs to go right for this to work? I probably have to draw Tegrid's Shadow right off the top. Okay, well, let's make that a really amazing draw for us. Like, the lore from Weatherlight was so bad, I just got disinterested. I liked the idea that, like, Magic was this multiverse and there wasn't a continuing story. So then they did the Let's Follow the Adventures of Gerard, and it's like, it's okay if you like that, that's cool, but I didn't. And I was like, I just want to visit new planes and not have to hear about what this group of people are doing on them. I think that's gonna do it for us there. I would need them for some reason to block my Elderfang Disciple to even get another turn, and I can't imagine that they will. I love Star Trek. What would be wrong with a Star Trek set? Yeah, I'd like to see new art for both of them. I'd like to see Magic artists' take on Ghazghkull Thraka and a Magic artist's take on the Eye of Sauron. That seems cool as heck. So I'm like thrilled to see it. So flyers are the problem here, which is interesting. You'd think we'd be okay versus that because we've got like Rune of Flight, Crown, the Recluse. But they're coming out considerably more aggressive than we are, and we need to adjust for that. So I'm going to need things like this and this. And I'm not going to need something like this. What else do I not need? Frankly, this Mentor, it's just too slow. If it's not blocking in the air and it's not blocking a 3-2 early, I don't care what it is. I don't need it. I don't want Arachnoform. I don't want to set myself up to get 2 for 1. Yeah, make it with any set. It happens that like Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Warhammer 40k, or IPs that I really enjoy. But they can make it with IPs I'm not into. It's not going to offend me. The only thing that I'm a little frustrated about is I really want to draft a 40k based set. Like, I don't think I can explain to you how much I want that. GW is not protective of their IP at all. There are so many bad GW games. GW was protective of their IP for years, and then they were like, anybody can buy it for 20 cents. Ooh, I need a green off the top. Don't let me down, deck. I believe in you. That was not the green I needed off the top. Yeah, that's the big point, Frothy, is there's somebody that, like, I literally bought my first pack of Magic cards because there was a black character on the pack. I thought for a long time it was Teferi. I don't think it was actually Teferi. But it was a pack of Mirage. I think it was Teferi's Puzzle Box. It's like, I started playing Spellfire, and which was a terrible game. Absolutely terrible. But there were so many card games you could play at the time. And the art on all of the packs for them was a lady in a chainmail bikini lounging against a dragon. That was the art for card games at the time. And this one looked different. That difference got me interested in it. I was like, what's this one about? This seems cool. I'm just gonna die. I don't want to die. I think it was a pack of either Mirage or Visions with Teferi's Puzzle Box on it. Harry Potter comes with some problems, eh? Yeah, and I mean, we're not losing because they're playing a Boros aggro deck. We're losing because we didn't, like, we've missed 2 land drops, which is rough. Yeah, some of the old Magic art is too. Like, sure. But yeah, that was every fantasy's aesthetic back then. If I'm going to survive, I think it probably starts with this. But I'm not particularly excited by it. I can argue that too, but I didn't think Harry Potter was that good. Like, I'm not losing much from my life by letting it go. Like, at least we're only taking infinite damage here. But my Lion did let us hold back a 1/1 token, which I would say is kind of a big deal. Alright, so let's say I snuggled that. and reduce one of these. I'm probably still dead. Because I could block here, block there, take 3. I guess that's not totally, that's not just dead. It's only dead adjacent. Puzzle box was visions? Okay, it was a pack of visions that I bought. And like, all it took was that something different to get me interested in the game, and that's what they're doing with this Universes Beyond stuff. Like, it doesn't matter if more people play, like, this or that. You have a splashed white rune. I do not, sadly. But I could sort of get out of this if we binding the helm and then play a recluse. I don't think I'm beating this run amok. I could have double blocked there and saved some damage. They were kind of... They were either bad or were telling me they had a run amok. But I think that just kills the Travis. And Boros aggro isn't bad. I was ready to go into Boros aggro too. We opened a good rare for Boros aggro, but this was actually what was open. Well, that ended up being a lot more talk and a lot less action than we normally get in our YouTube videos. But YouTubers, thank you for tuning in. Twitch viewers, don't worry, there's more drafting to come. And Stream Raiders Battle Chat. Say goodbye to YouTube. And YouTubers, if you'd like to watch the stream live, you should do so. We have good conversations here about universes beyond and pooping. It's great. So come on by twitch.tv/Semulin. Glad to have you here, Freshwater.